everybody, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to go over my top 10 most valuable dolls in my collection. Now, when I say valuable, I mean financially valuable. I'm going to do a separate video later for the most sentimentally valuable dolls that I have, but I thought it would be interesting to count down my top 10 most valuable dolls, and I got this idea from an audiophile channel. My husband's an audiophile, and he watches those channels, and I thought it would be a cool idea to do with dolls. So, a couple of things before I get into it. Number one is that for the sake of non-repetition, I am going to choose a doll from a different artist for each of the 10, and I'll kind of talk about that when I get to it, because it would be very repetitive, because I have a lot of sort of the same doll from the same artist that would be in that same value, but then it would kind of eat up the whole top 10, so it wouldn't be as fun. So, without further delay, my number 10 most valuable doll is going to be my Meadow Kyra. And this doll has a value of around $750. Now, I can't remember if I paid $650 for her or if I paid $750 for her, but right now they're currently trading at around $750. She's also got a Charlene Smith face-up, and an artist face-up on these dolls always makes them more valuable, because to get a face-up like that is going to run you between $100 and $130 depending on what artist you choose and whatnot. So she is going to be my number 10 doll, and she's just as sweet as can be. I love her. I love the posability that she has, and the My Meadow dolls are really good at holding their value. So that's one thing that's really, really cool about her dolls, is that they do hold their value over time. So let's move on to the next one. Coming in at number 9 on the list at a value of $800 is my LaBelle's du Jour Ondine doll, and she is a SD size doll made by a Spanish artist. She also has a Charlene Smith face-up, which I didn't realize when I put my list together, but 2 of my dolls in this top 10 have Charlene's face-up, and she is very unique. She's got this lilac skin tone. She's not one of a kind. There's several of her out there, but with her size, her artist face-up, and the uniqueness of her, she is one of the more valuable dolls on my list, and I really, really love her. And interestingly, I'm going to get to see the artist at Dolly Day this year in Barcelona, and I will be getting another doll to go with Ondine, so I will have 2 of her dolls, and then I'm planning to go to El Doll and might get another one, so I might have 3 of these beauties by the end of the year. We'll see. Definitely I'll have 2 though, because they're really, really gorgeous dolls. I love their faces. So that was number 9. Coming in at number 8 on my list with a value of $850 is my Nancy Kappas. Now, Kappas means layers, and this Nancy is very coveted by collectors because her hair is framed in these layers. And she is a pelirroja, which means she's a redhead, and she also has brazos duros, which means she has hard arms. So she has these little arms that the vinyl hardened over time because of the type of vinyl that they use. So I call them T-Rex arms. These are her little T-Rex arms. This doll is so valuable because, number 1, of the Kappas, of the layers in her hair. Number 2, because she's a pelirroja, which is very coveted by Nancy collectors. And I'm not 100% sure on what her real current value is. I kind of looked around. There's only one Nancy Kappas listed right now anywhere that I could find, and she was 900 euros. So, you know, the euro to US dollar conversion, and mine's in pretty good condition, although her face does have some scratches. Now, the best story of all about this doll is that when I got her for $5 at Goodwill, and I had just recently become interested in Nancy Famosa dolls, and she's one of the first ones I got for $5. I couldn't believe it, and I almost cut her hair, y'all, and rerooted her, because I was rerooting everything back then, and I actually hated this hairstyle. Thank goodness I didn't do it, because I didn't know that much about them then. And the fact that I was really active on my blog back then. I'm not active on my blog anymore, but I did a post about her, and immediately I had probably 15 to 20 ladies reaching out to me wanting to buy her from me, and at that point I knew she was something special, and so I did a little bit more research and I found out it is a good thing I did not cut her hair and reroot her, because I would have totally ruined the whole value of the doll. But not only that, you know, it's just, it's cool period in history from Famosa for when they made this doll. I also have her re-edition version that they've done in the last couple years. So they do re-editions, which are really nice, but she's the real deal, the vintage girl with the Kappas. So that's Nancy Kappas at number 8. Coming in at number 7 on my list with a value of $900 is my Euclid doll Ziah, and she is, they call it dark tan, I prefer to call her chocolate, that I got at L-Doll. So she was an L-Doll special, full set, face up, and there's some body painting by the artist, and she also had a outfit on, which I've changed her out of that outfit, but you can see, like I'll show you her belly, she's got this little star tattooed around her belly, and she's just a really, really sweet doll. I paid for her at the time, it was around $830 with exchange. Because she's so rare, I think if I sold her now, she would be $900. My understanding at the time was that this color was supposed to be limited only to L-Doll, but I know she has sold a few Ziahs in this skin tone or this resin tone since then, but she's still very rare. Now, she did release a Lupita doll in this gorgeous skin tone, and I think it's a beautiful, beautiful chocolate skin tone, and I really love it. But I think the rarity of this doll and the fact that she's a show special and a full set makes her one of the more valuable dolls in my collection. And that's what's so fun about going to shows, is that you can get these really cool artist creations, because I really love, well, a lot of the fun of BJDs is assembling the BJD the way you want it, with eyes, wig, face up, clothing, whatever. I really love to get like an artist's vision of their own doll. So this was, of course, not this outfit, but this was the artist's vision of how this Ziah was supposed to look. And so I love that. I'm looking forward to seeing her again at L-Doll this year, because I have a feeling I will want to be adding another one of her full set beauties to my collection, because her dolls are undeniably so gorgeous. But every time she's had a pre-order lately, it has been bad timing for me. But luckily, before I go to a show, I really save up my money, so I should be able to snag something. So there she is, number 7, my pretty girl Ziah. Coming in at number 6 on my list with a value of $1,100 is my Lana Dobbs Little Darling doll. And the reason she's so valuable, there's a couple reasons she's so valuable. Number 1, it is impossible to get on Lana's list anymore. You cannot get, she doesn't have a wait list. The only way to buy one of Lana's dolls is, number 1, if you're in, there's a Little Darling group on Facebook, and they offer dolls of the month sometimes, and sometimes Lana is the artist that's painted the doll. Or number 2, at Modern Doll Collectors Convention, Lana goes to Modern Doll and she brings a few dolls with her each time, but those dolls retail for around $1,000 a piece. I got lucky because I was actually able to get on her wait list back in the day. I think it was 2014. I think I waited 2 years, and then I got her, and she is so gorgeous and so beautifully painted. I just really, really love this doll, and she's one of the treasures in my Little Darling collection, and that's why her value is so high, is just because that artist, she makes, I think she produces, is not the right word, but I think she paints less Little Darlings than some of the other artists do, and so she's just harder to come by. She's kind of up there with Diana Effner. Diana Effner's can be a little pricey just because I think she's the one that sculpted the doll, number 1, but I'm not sure if she paints as many because she's busy sculpting and running the Doll Dreamers Guild. So this doll is coming in at number 6 because of that. Coming in at number 5 on my list, now you may be looking at this thinking that's not a doll, and technically it's not a doll, but I did buy him as a companion to my dolls and as an art lover. of this type of art. This is my Toby Froud original creature. He created this in 2018, and I was lucky enough to be able to snag him when he went up for sale. And he's valued at $1,150, and he is just so cool. He is one of my most coveted pieces in my collection. I had wanted a piece from him for a long time, and then I had the opportunity to get him. And the best part is that he is flexible, so I can move him a little bit to pose him in pictures and to do different things with him. And so that's really cool. And you can see the bottom of his foot is stamped Toby, or signed, not stamped, signed by Toby. And I got him from the Fernie Bray, which is a store in Portland, Oregon. Now, I have been to Portland once, but did not realize that store was there at the time. So I want to make a special trip to go back to Portland to visit this shop and also have breakfast at this place that we had breakfast at. It was just like the best breakfast I've ever had in my life. But I would really love to visit this shop in person. So I might have to schedule a trip back to Portland, maybe the same weekend as Resin Rose, so I can get a little doll fun in there too. But this guy is really amazing. He's really unique. And he is the definition of a one-of-a-kind piece. This is a one-of-a-kind piece. There's not another like him in the world. There may be similar, but he's the only one like this. So that is why he is my number 5 special guy. Number 4 on my list with a value of $1,200 is my Anna Salvador Emily doll. Now, she is a full set, although she's not wearing her full set right now. She's wearing a lovely outfit from Luby's wardrobe. But she came full set from Anna, and the best part is my husband ordered her for me. So he went to the trouble. He met her at L Doll, and he went to the trouble of taking her information and ordering this doll for me as a surprise. And I was definitely surprised, and I love her. Now, she's an example of one. I actually have 2. I have her and I have Olivia also full set with her little doll by Anna Salvador. So they're in the same value range. But I chose this one to show, like I said, because my husband was like, I don't even know what the right word is. He went and above and beyond his husbandly duties to procure this doll for me. So that's what makes her so extra special. So that is number 4. Number 3, so we're winding down here. We're getting into my more expensive dolls. I like the other ones are expensive too, I've realized that, but this is my Pangrass, Elizabeth Pangrass, all wood girl. She is valued at $2,000. Now, if I were to sell her on the secondary market, I don't know that she would sell for quite $2,000. I'm not really sure. She is new from 2019, but if you were to buy her retail, you're going to pay anywhere between $1,900 and $2,400 depending on where you're able to get her. So I put her value at around $2,000. This is another one that my husband, he picked her up for me in Germany, and he was able to get her with no customs duties. So that kind of made her a little less expensive than regular retail for us, just because he was able to do that. But these all wooden dolls, they make very few of these per year. I read somewhere they make 80 dolls a year. I don't know if that's accurate. I've been still trying to learn more about them. It's hard to find information, but if they're only making 80 dolls per year, it's no wonder they're so valuable and valued by collectors, because their faces are so sweet. And they have a long tradition. They started as new Munich art dolls back in the late 70s, early 80s, and so they're just really precious dolls. They stand the test of time. They don't get loose over time. They have a metal spring inside that holds them together. And like the Anna Salvador dolls, I have several Pangrass dolls that are all in this sort of range, but I chose to pick her because she is the one that's very special to me, because she was such a big surprise from my husband, and I was like just so excited to have her. So, and I had been wanting one for a long time, and he was able to get that all together and purchase her for me. So I really, really love this doll, and she's one of the ones, like, maybe I'll be cremated with her, I don't know, but she's just really special to me. So that is number 3. Number 2 on my list is my 18-inch tan Phoebe by Nikki Britt. Now this doll, there are only 2 or 3 Phoebes in tan, to my knowledge, in this size. They've been made in a smaller size, but this is a really rare color, and the 18-inch dolls themselves are really rare. So I believe her current market value is $2,500. Now I paid for her $2,200. I have many other Nikki Britt dolls in this size, and I have some that are smaller, which would actually crack my top 10 if I were doing multiple dolls by the same artist. In fact, probably a large chunk of my top 10 would be made up of Nikki Britt dolls. I didn't pay that much for all of them, but for this one I did, because I did get her directly from Nikki, and being such a rare color, and being painted by her and dressed by her in this Ravenclaw outfit, she is one of the more valuable of the 18-inch dolls. So I just really, really love her dolls. As you guys know, she is one of my favorite artists, and especially these 18-inch kids are harder and harder to find these days, because most of them have made it to their forever homes, and once they're there, they kind of don't move from there. So she's a really sweet one, and also in a really unusual color that I think the color is actually technically called biscuit tan. And so she's very special to me for that reason, and that's also why she is one of my more valuable dolls. So, but she's another one that you can pry from my cold dead hands. If I could only keep one of my Nikki Britt dolls, this would be the one that I would keep. She's my favorite of all the Nikki Britt dolls that I have, because she is just so special to me, and I waited so long for her, and she's just amazing. So she is one of my all-time favorites right here. So number 2, that was her. Coming in at number 1, with a value of $2,960, yes, you heard that correctly, is my Popov Sisters Tawny Owl. Now, what makes this doll so valuable? First of all is that she is painted by the sisters. That adds a lot of value to them. Secondly is that she's actually a full set from the sisters. So right now she is not wearing her full set, with the exception of her shoes. She does have her Popov shoes on, but I have brought her full set pieces together. So I've got her Popov wig, which right now, if you were to purchase this wig, the last price list I saw, these wigs are $850. I got mine for a little less than that, but the prices have changed since then. And I also have a dress by the sisters. So there's that, which was quite expensive. I can't remember the exact price. And the stand too. So the whole doll package, that's the amount that was paid for the doll, the painting, the shoes, the stand, the dress, the wig. Could I get that on the secondary market? I'm not sure. I don't see a lot of the full set Popov dolls sell on the secondary market. If you were to buy this exact same doll in the exact same combination right now that I have, it would actually cost you a little bit more, because their prices have increased. Because I bought this doll, I think it's been 1.5 years ago now. I waited a year to get her. And I really love the Popov sister dolls. I love their posing. I love the way they look. I love how they bring a certain air to my doll room. I don't know how to describe it. They're just beautiful art pieces. Now, the other thing about them, I really want to get 2 more. So I want a Cuckoo on body 2, and I want what's her name? Kestal or Quest? I don't know how to say it. Kestal maybe? I want her on body 4. But next time if I get one, I will only get them painted by the sisters. I'm not going to get the wig and outfit and the whole deal, because that is a lot more expensive, and I probably won't get another stand either. But this is my most valuable doll of all right here. Most valuable to my heart. But I'm in negotiations with my husband right now over whether or not I can order 2 more Popov dolls. So we'll see how that goes. They're well worth the wait, but it is like a year-long wait to wait for them to paint your doll. So gorgeous dolls, and you know, you can get them for around $900 blank, like blank base. But if you want the whole deal, like I got the whole entire thing with the shoes, the dress, the wig, the stand, everything. That's why she is so expensive. And also I believe that she would hold her value just because there's people out there that want something like this, but they don't want to wait. So I think that she would definitely, if I wanted to sell her right now, I think I could sell her for $3,000. And that's, again, not 100% sure about secondary market values, but just retail, if you wanted to get her now, it's going to cost you at least that. So that is my number one most valuable doll. Now, inevitably, when I make a video like this, I'm going to get a lot of comments, because I already get a lot of comments from people that ask, what do you do for a living? How do you afford so many dolls? You know, how do you do this? So here's a little bit about me and how I afford so many dolls. Number one is that a lot of the dolls you just saw, some of them I got for good deals. Number two, I sell a lot too. So even though you see me bringing a lot of dolls in, or it seems like I have a lot of those dolls I end up selling to buy something else. So when I bought this doll, I think I probably sold 10 dolls so that I could buy my Popov dolls. Because I do have another Popov doll, which she would have cracked the top 10 as well if I weren't doing repeats. But, you know, I sell a lot to buy them. The other thing is that my husband and I were considered dinks. And a dink is dual income, no kids. So we both work, we both have decent jobs. I'm a CPA, so I work in the Treasury Department of a corporation, and he's a consultant for IT, basically. And we live in a house that I bought when I was a single teacher, so I was barely making any money when I was a teacher, and we still live in the same house, so it's a small house. We both drive paid-off cars. We save between 30 to 40% of our income, so we have we live well below our means, and so that gives us the opportunity to do more travel that you see us do, when you see me going to different shows and things, and for buying dolls and stuff like that. So if you had that question after watching this video, which I know a lot of you probably did, that is the answer to that. You know, if my car ever breaks down, you're gonna see my doll purchases go way down. If I have to buy a new car, that is, because I did have a car issue last year. But if I have to ever buy a new car, you know, that's gonna eat up some of my doll fund, because savings is number one most important, saving for retirement. But then, you know, I've got some fun money that I can play with after that, and so that pretty much all goes towards dolls. I don't buy a lot of stuff like for myself, like new clothes and things like that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Which of these dolls is your favorite, and what's the most valuable doll in your collection, if you don't mind sharing. I know some people are reluctant to share that information. I actually kind of thought twice before making this video, but I was like, why not? It seems like it'll be fun. So there it is. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps my channel. If you like the content, I would really appreciate if you would subscribe and leave me a comment below, and again, let me know what you thought about this. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.